Ooh.
I'll just grab the YouTube here. I have the old thumbnail because I didn't get to finish it, so I'm gonna change it when we
Leave.
yes. Cool. Volume is muted. Like that. Change the save. Nice. All right. Chat could hear me. Let me just go make sure that we're face to person. Oh, okay. Good thing. Good. Da, da.
Maybe I should get diner food. I don't know. What would Senku eat for breakfast today?
Nice. All right. Cool. I didn't have to do much transition, except I look a little pale. Oh, that's why my main light is off. Hey, chat. We're about to show our faces. Give me a second. Everyone, start tuning in. Share it to your friends right now. Share it to your grandmas and abuelas.
I don't know if anyone can hear me, but if you are, please like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, Isekai denied.
You know what? He's muted. You know what? Yeah, getting here. Kidding. They did hear him. No worries. I'm not gonna censor somebody just because they have a bad opinion.
All opinions matter. 2028. Vote for the Hispanic assassin. I promise you, all rom-coms, no isekai.
I didn't ask for this right now. All right. Let's record.
Oh, that's a good intro. If you vote for me as president, I promise you all rom-coms, no isekai. The best ecchi and the best harem animes possible by yours truly. How am I supposed to do that while I'm not in Japan? I don't know, but I'll make it happen.
Well, Chad, you guys heard him. He seems like he knows what he's doing. But if we're ready to start, we're about to start the show. We're about to hear a new introduction to the podcast. So get ready to start the voice of the voices of the voiceless.
Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, controversial hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us for your weekly dose of anime coverage.
As you heard from our Hispanic assassin, welcome to Off Da Binge. To the new and returning listeners, I'm your host, Legendary Vash, and with me is my co-host, Crash, as we like to call the Hispanic assassin. This is your go-to seasonal anime podcast where we dive into the best and the unexpected and the hidden gems of each anime season. Today on our episode 12, we arise in the Church of Egress and join the Shadow Monarch. So without further ado, let's get to the show. How you all doing? Happy morning, I was gonna say happy Monday, because we usually release our episode on happy Mondays. So, happy Tuesdays! A big shout out for also our peers that release also on a Tuesday episode. My Chick Waifu, they release their episodes every Tuesday mornings on EST. We release our episodes every Monday mornings at 10 a.m. EST. So, but things happen. Our boy Crash, had his vacation, his anniversary, so congratulations to him. So scheduling got a mix up, so we're a bit late on that. But if you guys don't know me, Legendary Vash, you could call me Vash. And if you didn't know me, I'm about those long titles Seek Adventure and Sung Jin Woo Hype Train.
Morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, and whatever universe you want to be in. You've heard it once, you've heard it twice. I'll say it for a third time. It's your boy Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin, your veteran anime recommender, giving you the best advice on what to watch this season. And let me say again for the second time, no isekai this time around. We got some nice rom-coms recommendations for you today.
Well, I don't know about him. I got a seek on my list. I got a list of 25 animes I'm watching this season. 5 of them I haven't gotten into yet. So definitely it's a fucking packed season to watch. It is winter. Honestly, I'm excited for us to talk about this because you know why, guys? Chat? Because our first season we covered was the fall season, and I only watched 14 animes at the time. 12 or 14 around there. Drop one Yakuza Fiance down the drain, so I'm glad I had no hesitation. I didn't miss it. Gilla. But I'm excited about this because the winter season is our first full year that we do Off Da Binge coverage. So I know we're going to have exciting debates, exciting conversation. So we have a conversation for you, chat, to write down below. An important question for you guys to hear about it first, because myself and my calls, we have a debate and disagreement of where we could go for moving forward, because this is important. So chat, I'm going to repeat it for the next couple weeks because for now, we might go back and forth for this season. Spring season might be the final season where we actually concrete our schedule. Who knows? But the question is, chat, how should we do our coverage? Because we release our episodes every Monday mornings. That is what we plan to do consistently. We record every Saturdays. But if things don't happen, we record Sundays, worst case. If not, we stream them Monday mornings. That is our backup. So I told Crash, hey, since we record Saturdays, let's do our coverage from the prior Saturday. For example, the Friday, the 1/4, the 4th of that Friday to the 10th of, the 4th of that Saturday to the 10th of that Friday. That's why I suggest we should do the coverage, because audience, our listeners, I want you guys to know that we do seasonal anime coverage. This is what the show's about. So for it to be a seasonal show coverage, we also don't want to be late to the game, and we also want to give you the best coverage we can as possible compared to our schedule. However, Crash has a
Different mentality.
A routine religious aspect that he will not break. And what is it, Crash?
Listen, if you're a huge veteran viewer like I am, I can't even begin to tell you how long I've been doing this for. I've been doing it for so long. But I usually start my animes beginning of Fridays and finish the week at the end of Thursdays. I've been doing that since I can't even begin to tell you, since forever. To change that outlook is possible. You know, people can adapt to certain situations. But when you've been doing it for so long, like I am, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is what my my take would be on that. So we leave it to you, chat. We'll give you the choice of letting us know, what do you think? What does my my schedule make sense? Does Vash's make sense, or should we even do a different scheduling? What do you guys think?
Yes, that is a big question for us to find out. So let's know your thoughts about this, because be aware we will be releasing a Monday episode. So we Crash has now watched Sakamoto Days Solo Line episode 2 on the Crunchyroll side. We did see it a month prior, advance in the Shadow Reawakening. Go check out our coverage of Reawakening in episode 1 and 2 coverage, where we released on this Saturday. We appreciate the views and the people gave, so we thank you for that, and everyone checking it out. But that is the question that we asked for you guys. Let us know what you guys prefer and how you guys will help us on the coverage we can do, because I do prefer the Saturday to Friday. It would be great for the coverage. We talk about Daima, Apothecary Diaries, all the other stuff, but don't worry, we will be talking about it for this week, since we're still trying to figure out what works for us. But we want to ask you guys. But before we do more seasonal stuff, we want to ask, what have we been dive into outside of the winter season that we've been watching outside that is not of the winter season right now? Did we watch anything during the winter break, during the Christmas, during the New Year's? Did you guys catch up to anything? Myself, I did not. I suck. No, I didn't catch up to anything. I'm gonna just say that. But what I did, haven't binged anything anime related outside of our weekly seasonal anime coverage. But I do want to mention already my top 3 openings for the winter season in no order is Doctor Stone opening season 4, Casanova Pose by Ali, Solo Leveling season 2, Reawake R by Lisa, feature Felix by Stray Dogs or of Stray Kids. And honorable mention, Solo Leveling season 2, Uno Apex by TK from Ling Tose Segure. They also did the Tokyo Ghoul famous opening on Ravel. If yeah, anime heads don't know that song, you should guys at least know the opening, the person that sings it. They came from the ending, really good. And from what I heard from behind the scenes, I'm the only one that like it. Seems like Apothecary Diaries season 2 opening Hayaka Royan by Lilas Ikoto. That is my mentioning of what we've been binging. I don't have anything to mention outside of it. I did finish Squid Game, but if you want to check out what I've been watching, live action or TV shows or movies, go check out Anime League Podcast, where I give my more conversation outside of that. This is more anime related, and that's all I want to mention about that. How about you, Crash?
Look, I have had a busy vacation, to say the least. In that time that I've been off, I have had time to catch up on certain things. So first and foremost, I was able to catch up on one episode of Ranking Kings. I was able to, watch a bit. I'm trying to finish, season 1 of it. So, trying to get there as much as I have a lot of anime on my list for this seasonal, for this winter season. I did, just like with Vash, I finished Squid Game season 2. Can't wait for season 3. I have a lot to talk about that. I also saw Sonic 3 in theaters with my kids, so shout out to them. Great movie. Also, shout out to Vash Chu for letting me, borrow his Paramount account to watch Sonic 2 right before watching Sonic 3. So I was able to piece two together. Have a lot to talk about that. The reviews are going to come out.
Have you seen Knuckles, by the way? Have you seen Knuckles on the TV show?
I have not. I do plan to watch it. But going into that, it's funny you say that too, because another show that I actually do plan to watch, with the binging, is What If Season 3, the Marvel show that they come out in December. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to watch it. I didn't hear a lot of people speaking on it, minus the first episode. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I do plan to watch that sometime this week. And I definitely, like I said, with the other movies that I did watch and the TV shows, I am writing reviews. Those will be released soon whenever the website does get released, so stay tuned for that. And finally, shout out to my lovely girlfriend, my wife. I was able to convince her. She was already interested, but I was able to convince her to watch My Happy Marriage season 1. We are a good 6 episodes into the first season. I have already up to date with the anime. I'm already saw the first episode. The second episode already came out, I believe, yesterday. So I'm a little behind. However, I would want to catch up with her so we can be up to date with week 2 of the winter season. So potentially trying to watch this as fast as possible so we can be up to date, but I'm glad she's watching it. I do have some point of references to bring up with the show, which you'll hear very soon, but besides everything that I've been binging, I've also been watching a lot of other anime, which I can't wait to speak to you guys about.
Awesome. So when I talking to me, what animes have I watched or do I plan to catch up, because I know for those that don't know, we don't plan to do a 2024 anime ranking when it comes to Off Da Binge product. We don't because we just started this fall season and Vash has been behind in the past 2 years prior of his anime, so just to speed roll that and catch up to mad animes I missed is kind of more homework than I have the time to handle. So we're gonna be doing that the end of this year, and each season having our top 10 of the winter right now, next spring, next summer, next fall. So we'll be having that this year in our segments much better. So don't worry, that transition will be better this year because we just started our pilot season, as what I'll call it. Our pilot season was the fall. Now we're in our full season, much better structure. We appreciate for the fans and the people that have been listening weekly right now so far. But now that we transition out from what we're binging, I would want to mention to our old listeners, for the past 11 episodes and episode 0, that we are skipping for this episode rapid fire / anime spotlight. So if you want to see full reviews of Aphrodite, Dragon Ball, Time the Knife, Solo Leveling, any series that me and Crash have in common, that'll be next week. This episode is more of what we've been watching of the winter season and what we could recommend. What's hot, what's flop, what is actually something that we, like a hidden gem that we didn't expect. So, because there'll be a lot of conversation for this episode. So, for that transition, what is the episode of the week, aka the season of anime that surprised us the most? So, Crash, I'm gonna spin it to you. What is it that threw you off, or that was something that was like, wow, this actually is much better than I thought?
So, if we're talking about specifically this season, I had a lot of things to talk about with the previous season that's, coming into, this one. I would love to talk a lot about Blue Box, but if we're just talking about specifically, this
I
season,
have a question
right?
as well. On top of that, do you feel winter season started off better than fall? Because I think 100%.
110%.
Okay,
I feel like 2025 is and I was gonna say this anyways towards the end of the podcast, but to anyone joining us, listening in, my biggest advice to anyone, whether you are starting off anime for the first time ever or a veteran watcher, right now 2025 is the perfect time to get into anime. There has never been a greater time than right now, specifically this season, to get into anime. There are so many variety of genres of animes, different characters, different emotions, different reactions that you can get from it. Some are returning animes that had came out prior. Some are brand new. Some are very niche, 12 episodes. Some of them are going for very long, 24. If you're looking for a great content show to watch that's gonna pique your interest for 24 minutes, if you're watching opening and outro, I'm 20 minutes on it because I usually skip those, but if you have 24 minutes, spend time every week to watch an anime, this winter season 2025 is the season to start off with. There are just so many animes that me and Vash are gonna speak on that have just been mind-blowing, and it's only week 1. I have never, in maybe 4 years that I have really gotten serious into watching anime, that I have seen so much potential, so much fire. I would even say, not even go to say with my hot takes, trash or mid, fire animes, and we're only on the first week. That is crazy. And to that,
I agree. If I could put a quick input on that, I agree when it comes to the content. Like, for example, for those that don't know, we used to be called Anime Lately, and a quick history of the old foundation. Me and my old team member Sam, we used to do almost 20 anime reactions weekly, and we used to watch more animes outside of that. So just me getting back into this winter season, starting off with 20 animes I'm watching, it's like, goddamn, like me seeing it on Analyst, it's like, oh, that's a beautiful layout, nice ranking, like 6 rows right there, 6 columns, dope. But then actually seeing it on the document here, it's like, goddamn, like I have a list. And for this episode, I didn't write no synopsis or no full opinions on each one, because then that would be like 3 pages just for me and my opinions and thoughts. So I'm like, that's insane. But just showing off how great of the season was, starting off with the hitters, with the returning seasons, new shows appearing, it shows how exciting this new season could bring. And I'm excited for the new year of 2025 for the content of winter season already starting off. And we only have spring next. We have Dandadan in the summer. So we have already peak shows to talk about and discuss. So it's very exciting in that department. So I'm very happy about. But Crash, continue. Tell me what's the one that shocked you the most that you was getting into.
I was gonna say Blue Box. I was gonna talk a lot about that.
Sir, not episode of the week. The show.
Yeah. We're talking about what is the seasonal anime that surprised us the most. And honestly, I would give it to Solo Leveling. However, there was one other that really piqued my interest, and I am recommending this to everybody. It is called Amiku MD Doctor Detective. It has 3 episodes right now. I was a little behind on how it was released, so I think it was they released the first 2 episodes and then the second one. And it released really early on. It was like on week 0, if we want to call it that. So it was one of the first animes that released for the winter. This anime is so cool. If you like medical mysteries, if you watch like shows like Doctor House, Grey's Anatomy,
Oh,
stuff like
so
that.
so this show's for my girl then, because my girl, this is literally my girl's type of live action TV show. She watches all the Chicago MDs, the Grey's Anatomy, all the doctor shows, all the ones on CBS, TBS, all those shows. And like I pass by her and she be like, "This is like what doctor showed this time around." I question it all the time.
It is just like that. I will even say on record, on live right now, that this could be a competition with Apothecary Diaries, because we know Apothecary Diaries. The main idea of that is that Mao Mao, she does solve medical mysteries way in the past. This one is straight modern Japan. We're seeing a doctor figure out what's wrong with patients, in the show, like with actual, diseases and stuff like that. Now, the twist with this, why is this like, completely like a show I should watch? There's three things. There's medical mysteries. The main character, the doctor, Doctor. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, Doctor Amiku. Excuse me. She looks like a high schooler, but she is a grown woman. So when you see her, you're gonna see, why is there a kid in the doctor, in the doctor's office? It's not that. She is very old. She just looks young, like me. I look young, but I'm very, very old. And we get
It
that
kind
a
of
lot.
reminds me a bit of Sheldon, from the Big Bang Theory. Like he, like look wise, for those that don't know, he's like 45 now. But I think during the time of the show that was airing, he looked very young, but he was actually much older than was. But a lot of people always judge him because of him looking young and because he's a crazy type of scientist with the way he acts and with his ADHD and on all the stuff he shows. So it reminds me a bit of the explanation of the show that you're giving.
No, yes, and the first three episodes, the first episode was just an explanation of like the characters and everything. No, I'm sorry. The first two episodes are like an explanation of like how she solves medical mysteries. I'm not getting into the depth exactly of like what the whole thing is because that defeats the purpose of the show. But I like the idea of like the mystery itself. Like, oh, we're trying to figure out how this patient got to this point, and trying to figure out overall like what the disease is and how to cure it. There's also other stuff, explanations too about like the characters, a little bit of like character development. You want to say like how the doctor got to the way that she is, because she does have a bit of a wacky personality, say at least. You can't have a doctor that's just like a very smart MC and that's it. No, you gotta have a bit of a twist with the personality.
Yeah, like the
Um,
flaws, what's so good about them, but what makes the flaws about them stand out that makes them so good about it.
no, exactly. And we can't have, a big MC without a sidekick, without, side characters. Which they are introduced. You see how they are very immersed with the story and with, the MC doctor. My biggest thing for the show right now is, where could they potentially go? Is it just an explanation about disease and stuff like that, and that's it? Is it gonna explain more about the character and whatnot? Because I feel like for a show like that, 12 episodes is way too short. You could definitely try to condense it into something smaller. But that's gonna just, with 12 episodes, you only limit to like 12 diseases to try to how to solve it. So it's very interesting to see how they're gonna try to like make it interesting for the viewers. But overall, as somebody who does like medical mysteries, I do love figuring out like they have a rare disease, how they're gonna try to cure it. I love stuff like that. It's exactly what you would watch on Netflix, on Hulu, any regular show, in real time IRL on anime format. And my big question to the show, besides that, is, does Taco, the main MC, the doctor, have a crush on her subordinate, her sidekick? You could say you. I'm very curious to see, is it just like does she pick on him, hang out with him like because she likes him, or is it just more of a, oh, that's just kind of how she is, her personality? It's not explained yet, but I'm curious to see if there's gonna be like a bit of a romantic aspect to that side too, because it's all doctors, and we all know when you work in the same workplace, you may potentially catch interest in somebody out there. So it's curious to see if that is true.
Yeah, and plus, like when you're in an environment that's there for almost more than your own home, like you're there for 12 plus hours as a doctor, you lose track of time. And you start to build chemistry and bonds with other peers in that type of field. So I totally understand that happens in a lot of work fields, but usually happens in doctors or places like film sets, because you're working with people that are 12 plus hours, a good 16 hours, and you work. You see them like for 5 days straight. That's almost the whole week, and plus all those hours you did. And same thing in the hospital. There's stories that we have heard. There's stories that we have not heard. How's in the hospital, so it makes sense.
I will say just real quick, before we go on to you, I wasn't originally gonna watch the show, but I had promised myself and Vash and everybody on my team that I was gonna watch all my anime this season. So that was the first anime of the season I started off first, and it was very interesting. Like very like a straight. If I were to grade it right now with my 3 episodes in, 8 out of 10. It's good. It is very interesting. It's not boring at all. It's really keeping you on your toes and like, oh, how they're gonna try to figure out the mystery of what's the problem with the patients. I personally recommend it if you're into a lot of animes like that. Even if you watch IRL stuff like that and you want to get into anime, that is a good show to start off with. It's very simple and to the point. It doesn't bullshit at all. It doesn't, try to add extra stuff that's gonna make you confused. It's a straight one to you got your characters, you got the mystery. There's a solution to the mystery. It gets solved at the end of it. That's it.
I like that. That is a good explanation of what's being shown to the show and give that recommendation. I didn't plan to watch it, but since you told me more about the synopsis and what's interest, I could also convince wifey to watch it. Is a dub is this a dub show that's being premiered as well, or is at the moment only sub? Have you heard anything about that?
That is a great question. So currently, it is being streamed through Crunchyroll. If anyone wants to watch it there, it has currently 3 episodes. It is subbed at the moment. Dub is going to release soon. I don't have an estimated time frame, but I do know there will be a dub coming out soon.
Awesome. Okay, I didn't wasn't aware of that. So good to know because wifey, as much as that she likes watching anime, with me, she's not used to the sub life, so she prefers dub. But if push comes to shove, she will check out the sub if needed. So there's no issue there. So when it comes to Vash, what is your anime of this season that is really shocking the most? And
Let
Chad,
me guess, it's an isekai anime, isn't it, Trash? You're smiling, so I know it's an isekai. Tell us what you got for us.
yo, I'm gonna be no lie, chat. Out of everything of this season that shocked me the most is this one. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. And chat, look. Yes, by the title is what it is. The Red Ranger comes to another world. It's a Power Ranger mesh. But look, chat. If y'all love, I'm even getting goosebumps talking about this series because you're talking to me that is literally a fucking Sentai. I forgot what's the full thing in Japan. Sentai, Power Sentai, Sentai Ranger. I forgot what's the version. What's the version for us Power Rangers in the U.S.? What's the version in Japan?
Like Gundam or something like that?
No, it's not Gundam.
Oh no! Honestly, you got me there. I personally wouldn't know. I like Power Rangers. I haven't watched completely of it. I know it's a hot take. I know he's gonna kill me for that, but it just wasn't something I personally watched as a kid. But I will admit the show is fire. I do know about some of the characters, the costumes, the villains. So I believe it when I say it just
It's Super Sentai. That's the word. It's Super Sentai.
Super Sentai.
So the Japanese name for Power Ranger series is Super Sentai. For those that don't know, the Super Sentai is a Japanese name for Power Ranger series that is Super Sentai. Super Sentai is a long-running Japanese superhero team series in the basis of Power Rangers. It's a show produced by Toei and Bandai and aired by TV Ashi. So that's a quick synopsis. The reason I brought that up is because this fucking show, if you're a Power Rangers fan, go watch it. If you're an anime fan, go watch it. If you're both, it has to be watched because they play the fucking tropes of the Red Ranger. They play the tropes of he's always the last person to fight the big bad. The 5-6 different camera angles of showing the suit. Like he turned and transformed. We have the torso, the head. We have the leg, the arm, the wrist of the transformation. We have 6 different camera angles. Is it needed? No, but it's fucking hilarious. They did it in the anime. The explosion behind the transformation. Even the person, the character, the witch, Idora was questioning like, how did this happen? The logic don't make sense. Why was there an explosion? She was standing right next to him and she got blown off the roof, or I believe exploded enough that she got flown off near the roof, and the roof got blown off itself. So the comedy is there, bro. The Megazord came out when he's in another world, but he was piloting it by himself. And I'm like, that's not supposed to work because the Megazord is usually powered by 3 to 5 people, maybe 6, depending on the fusion. So it's the comedy in the series, and it's very meta. They know what they're doing with the Power Rangers aspect in an anime form, and they're playing it on the nose. They even have a line saying that it's all about the power of bond, is the bond within you, and I'm like, okay, so power of friendship. That's how I see it. Like that's how I see it. Like this man, literally in one episode, if you had a drinking game, how many times does he talks about the bond? You will literally have 5 shots in already, maybe max 8 shots. So they know what they're doing. It's power of friendship, which is not a bad thing. People need to understand. Power of friendship trope is not a bad thing. It's how it's executed and how it's used. A lot of people get mad about Fairy Tail and Hiro Mashima's writing, but it's because it's overused and it's done so much that it doesn't give any other flair or conversation to it. So that's why a lot of people get turned off by it. But when it's done well or in a comedy way, like this one, shit, I'm having a blast. On AniList, I don't trust their reviews always or the score, but I like to mention it. The average score and mean score is a 63 and a 66. I gave it, chat. You want to know why I gave it? I gave it a fucking 8.2. Well, for enjoyment, I give that shit a 10 out of 10 for enjoyment. When it comes to story plot and characters and vision animation, pacing, and audio sound and design was a 9. So enjoyment was a 10. That shit was a blast. That shit was amazing. But now that AniList has these advanced score, I'm trying to find what works for my cup of tea, because I also like to judge opening, ending. I don't know if I want to go too in detail, but that's on me. But enjoyment wise, a 10 out of 10. But what's your question about it?
I was gonna say, so just to understand, like for those who are like not like us, like veterans, right? So this is an anime that's throwing shade at the IRL Power Rangers, but with modern jokes.
Not throwing shade, is like they know what they're doing. Like this is a Power Rangers. Like they have literally said it, like they're Power Rangers in his earth, in his world, and he literally did the sacrifice of killing the big bad. And you don't want to know his name? His name is called Breakup King.
Breakup King.
Yeah, like the word breakup, like hey, like it's like hey babe, you and me are breaking up. It's like that, Breakup King.
You know what? No, I'm gonna be that guy. Why is his name Breakup King?
I don't know. I don't know. Bro got defeated and they got transferred to another world. I don't know. I have questions. There's a lot of questionable things that got named in the show, but it's the comedy of it, and that's why I suggest for anybody that's a Power Ranger fan or anime or want to see a good comedy and just enjoy themselves, go watch this series. There's a few other shows I'm gonna be talking about, and I know Crash is gonna be questioning me like, why this when you watch it? So I highly recommend, if you're a big Power Rangers fan and just love anime and comedy, to watch it. It's meta. I felt like a bit of Deadpool vibes with the meta, the comedy. A few of them stare at the camera and just laugh and just say something too. Like, it was pure humor that I didn't expect. It blew me something like something that I was watching with myself. A big shout out to my two friends, Memory and NK and Grumman. I watched it with them. We were having a blast. We were laughing during the disco. We were having a good humor, and I have no regrets.
No, definitely. I'm glad that I was saying before the podcast started, was I like that we're gonna have a lot of diversity and a lot of variety with our takes, because as opposed to our previous seasonal anime was all da 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 blue box, da 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 blue box, which again, great animes, nothing bad about them, but I feel like in this season we're gonna have a lot of different takes and a lot of different shows that are gonna be like our top, like number one of all time, and I'm glad that we already starting off on a great on the right foot with different animes that we generally don't talk about or watch, like with science or with throwbacks like nostalgia with with Power Rangers. I like that, and even for people who are starting off with anime, which I will always bring up back, it's good to start off with shows like that, because if you want to get into anime but you know where to start, if you like some cartoons like with Power Rangers, this will be a perfect start. If you like watching medical mysteries but you don't know where to begin, like in IRL, but if anime has that, this show that came out right now is a perfect example. We are always going to give different takes, but overall it's for the benefit of you newcomers, that you at least can start off somewhere and you're not going to be confused. Like this season has a great start for a lot of things, for everything, and I hope you guys take these recommendations to heart, because believe me, we're watching it for a reason. We love it. We really, really, really care for it, and and we hope you guys do too.
You do really do care for it? Really?
I really do care for it, Vash. I really do care for it.
Just saying, these jokes are gonna be going up for the next 11 weeks, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna be tired of that. Like, can we be done with this show? Yes, chat.
Y'all not ready for week 2 with that show? I thank God it's not week 1. Thank God for Vash, because when week 2 begins, next episode, oh boy, do I have a story for y'all, and all I have is 4 letters. MILF. And yes, boys, she comes back, but that's for another time. Let me not get on a side tangent. Please, Vash.
A big shout out to the chats. A big shout out to my boy. Remember, like I did mention him before, this is what I want to see more with Isika, to be honest, and mix it up, or give us even a tiny bit of a twist instead of the same old generic setup. I agree, 100%. He also said Red Ranger definitely felt refreshing, but also familiar. I agree. That's why I felt like it was an anime that shocked me the most, because I was curious to watch it, just because of the long title, see guys, and you know the humor of what I'm talking about the show. But to actually see a show that literally was unexpected, comedy, humor, see all the things that we discussed, it's like, yo, this is something I didn't expect to see. It's good type of unexpected, so that's the best kind, and I'm very thrilled about that.
No, I like I said, I'm happy. Am I going to watch it? Potentially not. However, I'm not going to disregard the idea that it's not a bad show at all. I usually know some people are like, yeah, no, it's not for me. No, I had to give credit where it's due. I do know a lot of people love Power Rangers. So I definitely believe that this show should be relatively high. I'm surprised that you said, correct me if I'm wrong before we started, you said it was at a 64, 66%.
Average score is a 63 and mean score is a 66. But I don't trust any list when it comes to scores of time, because a lot of people don't always rate the scores on like I do. A lot of people just put it, they watch it, they don't rate it 8 out of 5, 3 out of 5. They don't always do it consistently. So I don't always trust the MAL or any list score. I don't. I trust more my score and my peers. Like I use the score as a references. That's what I use them more as.
I 100% agree with that. And to add to that too, it's still the beginning, and it's only week 1. It's still way too early to judge a show. Things could change up into week 4, halfway to week 6, or even up to week 8, almost 2/3 of the way in. So I feel like give the show a chance. It's definitely worth, how we usually, me and Vash say, the 3, episode, chance. Give it 3 episodes to see if you like it. Me personally, I'm just waiting to see more if it's going to make it to the top 10 overall for, I just like in the overall anime community. But it's too early to say.
Chad, just tell him, fuck that 3 episode rule. With content creators, you gotta drop shit. If it's not working, you gotta drop it. We don't got time for that. And 2, tell him, watch episode 1 of this shit. So before High and Flop comes in, he can be like, yo, it's trash, I haven't even watched it. You gotta tell him, nah, man, you gotta watch each episode at least 1, 2, 3, at least 1 before he talks about it. You gotta let him know in the chat. You gotta tell him about it. But so let's transition into, because we're getting to the time of our honorable mentions. Our honorable mentions for this is not to fully break down all the animes we're watching, is to also mention the shows that are on our 11 through the rest of the other animes we're watching, and also things that we want to look out for that we haven't jumped into yet. So I'm gonna jump into the honorable mention first on my end. I'm gonna just write the time code here on my end. But for honorable mention, I'm gonna start off from the bottom. Numbers 25 to 22. These are the 4 animes that I haven't watched. A big shout out to my boy, to Memory NK. Me and him, I plan to watch it. It is, well, with this one, I don't think he's watching it with me, so I think this one I'm watching myself, which I'm okay with, but I'm gonna see the first episode. If it's not entertaining, I'm gonna drop it. It's called From Bureaucrat to Villainous, Dad's Been Reincarnated. Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. I'm watching that with my boy Memory. I left my 8th rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. Watching that with Memory. And even given the worthless appraisal class, I'm actually the strongest. I watched episode 1, but I fell asleep, not because it was boring, but because I had a long day and I was too tired, and I was watching like at 2, 3 in the morning. So I need to rewatch that one. But let's see how that goes. So those are my 4 animes that I'm planning to watch. Do you want to mention any of the ones that you plan to watch as well, or you want to save that after I'm done?
I'll say mine real quick, but to what your list was.
Yes, what's up? Got any comments?
Yeah, so to Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. For both my newcomer and veteran viewers, I had mentioned this to Vash yesterday, and I'll just say it again too. Before, if anyone who has seen the poster or even have watched the trailer is still on the fence of whether they want to start it. What I would personally recommend: read the manga first, read a chapter or two before watching the anime. I only say that because I have actually read a couple of chapters of the manga before the show has released. Mind you, and I say this really heavily, I rarely read manga for any show. A perfect example of this is Alias, Sometimes Hides Your Feeling in Russian. I had read the manga a couple days before the actual release of it in summer 2024. This is a wholesome anime. I don't see anything going crazy with it. That being said, I'm personally not going to watch the anime. I think the manga was just perfect the way it was. I don't want to lose my immersion with what I've seen in the manga towards the anime. That's just a me personally thing. I think the show's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a straight maybe 7, maybe 8 out of 10. That's just me personally seeing it, as a outside perspective. But definitely for those who have not but is on the fence, I would say if you want a little bit more of a persuasion as to should I watch it first, read the manga, give it a couple chapters, and if you don't like what you see, at least you know, Darren, it's not meant for you. At least you read it to the mangas, whatever. If you love it, you think it's straight heat, like I did, then definitely give the anime a chance. But for me personally, I think the manga was just good the way it is. I don't plan on watching it like that. But that's why I told Vash, definitely read like a chapter or two, see where he ends up with it. But to that, with my list real quick, with my honorable mentions, I'm only just going to mention what I haven't watched yet. That will be, I have a crush at work. I believe we have another name for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vash. We call it something else. They have 2 names.
Can you keep a secret?
Can you keep a secret / I have a crush at work? I will talk about that towards the very end of the podcast if we can. I have a few things to say about that anime. Honey Lemon Soda. A lot of people have been telling me to watch it. I've just been behind. I want to keep it on my watch list. Keep waiting until week 4. But a lot of people have been on me saying, watch it, Crash, watch it. It was already on my watch list anyways. I will try my best to watch it by week 2. I will not promise. I will try. I will be honest and say that much. Anyway, I'm in love with you. Same thing is on my watch list. I do have something controversial to talk about with that as well too, but we'll speak on that later. And the other 2 that I do plan to watch this week, it just hadn't released yet, is Sakamoto Days, which came out in Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, Vash.
Yes, I came out Saturday, but since we don't cover, that's part of week 2, so Crash is not watching it. I'm ahead on week 3, so I'm gonna say you can see or hear as you will when I get any more on that. But yeah.
And the final one, which I think Vash should take off your headphones for this because you hate the name. The one I'm looking forward to, The Milk Comes Back, boys. We're talking about the one, the only, the 100 girlfriends who really love you. Season 2.
Anyway, our chat says in the beautiful said, Memory said people have already been gassing up the main girl, so I'm excited to check out the elf one. I agree. I heard a few people gassing up the series, so I'm very excited for it as well. But now that you spoke about the honorable mentions of the shows that you have not watched yet, I will mention the shows that I have watched, and most of these I have watched with my boy Memory, so I know he's gonna put a few comments. Number 21 is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. The worst one of the season, if you guys haven't heard, the worst one, yes, I already said it. This has the number 21, the lowest in my season. It's called Beheneko. The Elf Girl's cat is secretly an S-rank monster, and I have this rating as a 5.3 out of 10. This shit is where I was agree with Crash. This shit is trash.
Told you,
but it's the fun trash to watch with friends and shit on it. Because that's what me, Memory, and a few of our friends are already having that as a weekly watch party. We already watch it just to shit on it in the best way possible. Watch episode 2 where you talk about cross gender. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Very controversial show. Definitely do not watch it around children. And believe me when I tell you, if you have literally anything else to watch,
yes, go watch anything else. Don't watch this.
Watch it because this shit is not it. I have not watched the anime, Vash. Let me tell you, I was on Twitter. I'm not gonna say X. I was on Twitter, and I just seen literally a 60-second clip of one of the most controversial fucking animes this year alone, and I'm just like aghast. Like, this is what we're posting out.
I will not watch this by myself. If this was for content, no. If this was for something as for review, no. But if my friends say, hey, let's watch the stupid shit, yeah, I will watch it with my friends because we're all clowning on it. Even Even Memory said it's fun to watch it with friends for sure. Exactly. So it's a fun one. So I highly suggest anybody that if you want to watch a trash anime, watch this one. If you don't got time for it, don't make time for it. Please don't make time for it. Don't. It's not needed at all. I have not seen episode 3 yet, but me and my friends will be watching this. Watch episode 3, or we might wait for episode 4 and just do it back to back. But the one that I've been telling Crash to watch because. Episode my ranking 20 because I want to just give highlights for this one because Honey Lemon Soda is interesting. I highly recommend it for anybody to watch the slice of life. There's a little romance one. It's a high school setting. The character, the MC, she's very introvert. She has been going through self-bullying because she's a stone wall. She doesn't give any face reactions. And I didn't connect with her. My peers and my waifu and their community, they seems to love it. They love the show. It's a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 from the community of theirs. A big shout out to them. But on the flip side, on my end and my peers, we did not connect to this MC or the show itself. We like the side characters a lot more than the actual MC. So it just begs the question to differ. It's like, hey, is this show I'm gonna continue it? I'm gonna continue probably watching episode 2 and 3. Would I drop it or would I put a hold on it and then probably let it build up and then binge it later? Most likely. But for me, it fell flat for me. Not fully interested. Is a show that I'm gonna check out. Bogus skill, Fruitmaster, aka the One Piece, eating fruits and then becoming OPSL.
Right before you start that, let me just rewind real quick. I just want to add something to that because I just wanted to say, so the main reason I didn't want to start Honey Lemon Soda, right, is because I had mentioned before to you guys off the podcast. This show is very similar to a show that came out in 2024, Skip and Loafer. So that's why the animation is somewhat similar and the concept is somewhat similar. You know, quiet, girl kind of falls in love or like kind of falls for the traps with, very popular, high school guy. So my thing with that was Skip and Loafer was an anime I originally wanted to watch, but it ended up being fire. Honey Lemon Soda, I'm already hearing a lot of mixed things about it. The average reviews doesn't look good. I'm not seeing a lot of trending photos or even advertisements with the show overall. And then the fact that no one likes the MC is a bit alarming to me. So my thing with that is if it's just another, copycat of that anime, which again, Skip and Loafer is in production for season 2. We don't know what's gonna come out.
Hey, Memory, have you watched it? I'm curious because have you watched Skip and Loafer? I haven't, so I cannot add any input on that. But if you have, let us know in the comments.
If it's very similar to that anime, I don't want to waste my time watching something that I already watched and I'm already waiting to see more of in the future. That's just me personally. However, the big takeaway, which I will agree with Vash with and with everybody else, is that it's only the first episode. Character development can change characters very quickly.
Goku's switching like a whole 180. Goku like, yo, I'm gonna go try by fire. I'm gonna fight these bullies. They went with me. Go return the favor by just spilling honey lemon soda on them. That's the point of the joke. I get it. Or point of the show that the honey lemon soda is what made her become a better person because the guy that she never heard of or seen, she has a crush on now. Like, I guess, sure, I guess.
I mean, again, I will try to give it a chance. I just again don't want to waste my time if it's a copycat.
The last comment on this, Memory said I was not too big on Honey Lemon Soda episode 1, especially the scenes where the dude was sounding out the words for the girl. Yes, I agree. He was speaking for her, trying to say like, listen to me and repeat after me. You want me to help you? Yes or no? So he had to speak for her to kind of speak up. And then I was kind of annoyed, like, come on, girl, like, what is it like that really made you like be this dramatic in life, like trauma? Like, of course, we don't know yet as audience, but we will probably find out to know. But like by episode, like, really, like this whole random dude just had to help you out, but he remembered, like, that's a whole breakdown. That's why I really wanted you to see it so we could have a full discussion of it to know, because I'm like so mixed on it. Like, I'm really curious to how the next episode will go, of course. But any other comments before I move on to AK the One Piece?
All I was gonna say was somebody in our team also said that the MC has been reminded of Mio from My Happy Marriage, and I don't see that perspective at all. Even though I haven't watched the anime, I've seen a clip or two of the MC, which is a crazy take in itself. I'm like, I don't think they're anywhere related at all, like in terms of emotion, because they're both introverted, they're both quiet in that sense because of their trauma. But I don't see the relation between the two. I think they're two different characters, two different people. I will say at least, yeah, if we're gonna talk about the show and seeing like if it's good or bad in that aspect, I would give the show the chance. Then I would definitely watch it for week 2.
Yeah, that's something that I would recommend and would appreciate because I would love to break this down a lot more next week with you of how the first 2 episodes will go. The next one, Bogus Skill Fruitmaster. By the time I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skills fruit that will kill you. Is an Isekai. Go check it out. I'm not gonna go break this down too much because in the show that is literally, let me see.
Oh, look at One Piece. Eat fruits and I get power. No.
It is. I have it as a ranking number 7 out of 10, and it's right now on any list. It's 61 to 62% right now, average and mean score. So it's kind of close to the rating I have. It's very simple animation of a Isekai type series in the fantasy world. So nothing too crazy. That's the only thing I will say about that. When it comes to my next one, Ubel, Blatt. Yeah, Ubel Blatt. I think. Sorry guys, I'm not sure if that's French or German. Cool. It was a good episode. The only reason I say cool and not more in depth into the conversation about the show is that it is intriguing that it's because it's made in 2004. It was done in 2019 manga. So it was running for a good 15 years. It's getting adapted now, and you could tell it's the anime style. Sorry, it's a story style of a 2000 era, and it's a revenge story, which I'm intrigued. I want to see the blood, the action, where the hero is not kind of becoming the villain, and the heroes were the villains that betrayed the hero in the same party. So it's kind of like a revenge story that anybody wants to see this, go check it out. Not saying I'm trying to convince anybody because I don't see anything out the world. Me and my friend Memory, he also was not thrown out of the world, and a few of the peers, we were interested. We were like, okay, I don't mind seeing the next one. So it shows the interest level, but not something that we're like, oh, this show's fucking good, that show's fucking great. So it was more like, okay, where can the story go?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as I seen the trailer with you. It didn't entice me at all to watch it. I can respect something that's old that tries to try to keep that momentum going, but as a personal veteran viewer like myself, I need something with a strong story. I need something with a good animation. I need something that either give me something of the genres that I like, whether it's a plot twist, something with mystery, something with action, romance, adventure. It may have those things, but I don't think overall the trailer gave me enough of a reason to give it a chance. If that could change by the week 4 for Hot or Flop. If that does change, maybe I would give it a chance. But right now, I don't see myself watching it at all. But I would hope to hear more good things about it through you and through Memory. As the weeks go by.
The last 3 from our chat is Skipping Loafers Fire. The main girl is definitely a bit awkward and introvert, but that's the charm of it. She's not Stonewall like the girl from Honey Lemon Soda Girl. Laughing my ass off is what he said. Ubel definitely has that old school style for sure. The layout of the city where the characters live were really cool. I do agree. The character design was really unique, but it shows that it's a story that was really paid attention to, very arts and craft. It showed the layouts of the city designs, so it showed a lot of input and patience on the story and the characters. So I cannot take that away. Of character designs and everything was really solid, and the background designs was very solid. So I cannot take that away as well. So I agree with Memory with the extra comment about the show. For my next ranking is Afroeta, Town with a Knot, Amagami Sister. I'm not going to mention those since you guys already seen our prior episodes. And if you haven't, you guys will hear our thoughts more about it next week since it was returning episodes or returning season from prior. So I'm not going to stress about it too much. But the one I will shout out is an Isekai called possibly the greatest Alchemist of all time. And I had that as a 7.7 out of 10. And that's number 15 on my list. And look, chat, he is the greatest. That's it. He's the greatest. There's nothing to that. This man is the greatest. You know why? Because he got the blessing of the god, if I'm correct. Let me just find that out real quick.
Wasn't that the anime that we saw, the girl with the blonde hair who had given him powers?
Yes, correct. Well, not blonde hair. She has white hair. She's a god.
Excuse me, white hair. Yeah. I do remember the trailer. I do remember seeing that. Yes.
So he is the greatest alchemist of all time. This man made a toilet seat. And everyone wants to. Sorry, not toilet seat. Yeah, toilet. He made a toilet, not toilet seat. He made a toilet where he could shit and pee. And he was excited as hell. And now everyone wants to buy one. This man's about to become rich because his alchemy. He said, "Yo, I don't want to be a fighter. I don't want to be a person on the front line. I just want to be a person that makes production, aka, is a farmer, is arts and craft. He's a person that produces within the economy of the city, of the kingdom, wherever he is. That's what he wants. He wants to live a peaceful life." And I appreciate it. This is like a comfort anime, and I love this anime for that reason. It's a comfort, relaxing anime where you get the shonen vibe, you get the action, isekai type of fantasy, and it's not great and it's not bad. It's that comfort, good anime, and I appreciate that. So, honestly, don't say it's a bad thing.
I don't have much to say on it. I'm gonna take your word that it's good. I feel like I need to give it more time, like more episodes before I can give it a definite
with this
ranking.
one. With this one, I want to say like out of the 11 through 25, I would definitely recommend Honey Lemon Soda just for conversation. When it comes to other shows that I have on this list, I cannot say other than two others that I'm about to say. Headhunted in another world, from salaryman to the big four. This one is the one I would recommend more, and this one I have a 7.7 as well. But I appreciate this anime because you know why I appreciate this fucking anime for this goddamn reason. To try to get the time code is 5610.
Let me guess. Is it the big tall girl where the big badonkadonks?
In memory, I agree. He said this man was out here making toilets for the people. I agree. This man was making toilets for the people. But Headhunted to Another World was amazing. You know why? Because this man, this Demon King, I will work for this man myself. If he transfers me to this world, I will work for him. You know why? He said, look, I got you to this world, my G. In episode 1, he said, I got you to this world. I felt like you did good. I saw your resume. I saw your work history. I saw that you put the hours. Imagine you be a worker in any job and you don't get the recognition you deserve, right? You don't get the people love. You don't get the work that people deserve to be shunned about, right? And you don't get anything recognized, but you are one of the hardest working, but other people get recognized. You don't get the promotions. You don't get the things that you bust your fucking ass for, but you never get it. But guess what? And Demon King, he acknowledges that. He said that, yo, I need you in my business. I need you to get my troops, my community, everything work together. And you know how I could do that for you? I give you perks. I give you benefits. I give you 401k, Social Security. He gave the whole 9 yards. He said, I do this for you. You don't got to fight. No, nothing. You just got to help me build. You got to be my manager. And it's like the way he spoke, I'm like, shit. If I was him, I would take it too. I would not hesitate. And guess what? Of course, for the story, he took it. He's like, yeah, you know what? But I love how he also hesitated. He was questioning. And I love how the Demon King said, hey, by the way, if you don't want the job, I can send you back to your world. I'm like, yo, that's amazing. Most Isekais don't get the opportunity.
Damn, how he said, you know what? You want round 2 back in the world? I got you, homie. You want to go back? But I got benefits.
Exactly.
I got dental. I got doctors. I'm like, what?
Exactly. He said, look, you go back to your world and not be recognized, be a bitch for your manager or be a walk foot for anybody else to walk over you, or you can actually be something, worth something, and be working for somebody that you appreciate. A boss that appreciates you, and though you appreciate the boss. It's like a vice versa, and I appreciate that. I find that beautiful.
I like that. That alone, that whole synopsis got me intrigued. Like, ooh, go do tell, go on. So what goes on from here? What does my boy have to do now?
I would say the conversation is good. The dialogue, the way he analyzed each of the conversation of the community base, where he spoke to an orc troop and he tried to get them back to join the troops of the Demon King, and it was pretty good because it's very. For anybody that's not good in conversations or good in communication, this is a good show to understand the ideology of how to negotiate. Negotiating is a lot of observation skill, communication, and a lot of patience. Because negotiations, you are trying to trying to compromise for both parties, yourself and said other party, to meet in the middle, but also have both parties pleased. And that's not always easy. For anybody that have never been in negotiations, that's just fucking difficult. I've been there for our company, for content, to network, and also at work. So any of those, I have been scared, I've been nervous, and it's not easy. And if it's your first time, shit, it's fucking like you're on cloud nine of terror. So
No,
I get it.
I agree with Vash on that. Negotiations is a lot of business deals, shaking hands, making promises that you have to keep. It's a lot of work, and for someone who, if you're not charismatic, if you don't have what it takes to get what you want, believe me when I tell you, you're not gonna get it. You can't just go up to somebody and just beg and hope you get your stuff. No, it doesn't work that way. And I guess I'm just assuming because I haven't seen the anime. I'm gonna take Vash's word for it. I guess we're gonna see that as we progress in the anime.
Yes.
I would hope Vash agrees with me on that.
Yes, give me a second. So my mom just called me, so I'm just sending her the YouTube link to know, like, don't call me, I'm live.
Mom, abuelita, nosotros no podemos hablar ahora mismo. We busy out here. We're taking care of business.
Yeah, I'm like, don't call me. I'm a bit busy right now. I'm live. If you want to talk to me, right on the YouTube chat. Tell me what you need me right now. But, so, that is the big series that I will mention. The next one, the last three that I'm going to tell you is quick rapid fire is I may be a good receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. And I gave this a 7.8. Honestly, this series wasn't bad. It literally hit all the cylinders of entertainment and the Sekai in the fantasy world of literally what the title tells you. She wants to clock out on time because she doesn't want to do OT. Anybody that works on a regular job or salary and has to do OT just because of a pile of work and you're the only one that does it, but then you want to blame others because of their incompetence. You're like, hey, you're not getting the job done. I'm going to go defeat the fucking dragon myself. And she defeated the dragon herself. And then girl got caught because of the blue fire that's behind her. Gave her a bit of a silhouette on her hoodie. So the person that saw her like, yo, I know who you are. Black hair, blue eyes. And now that's his mission. He found her. By the end of the episode, now they're trying to have their own business. Like, hey, how can you help me? Because you scared my own tank in my own team. So now I need a new person. So what's going on there?
I have seen pictures on social media of the show itself. Literally, one photo with 3 scenes, literally explaining the first episode of like the literal title, the name of the title itself. And I'm like, oh, okay, so the first episode literally explains it.
Yeah.
And I have seen that scene you're talking about where the guy literally is like, oh, it might be the guild receptionist. So I'm kind of like, if that's already shown in the first episode, like that kind of defeats the purpose. Are there even more powerful bosses? Yes, for sure.
Exactly. I feel like that's where the guild or that's where they become a party and everything. So that's where the story would develop, and that's where like how can she clock on time? Will she leave at 5 p.m. Still on time? So that's the joke, the comedy of it. And I feel like when the show has a long title like that and it explains it within the first episode, I feel like that's a good thing because it's not hiding or trying to trick anything in that way. So I feel like it succeeds very well.
I can't wait to hear more of it. I feel like this can go one of two ways. This anime could go a lot like it can go like a straight like anime scene like fire, like the the guild receptionist is gonna fight like a dragon or something, and it's gonna go like into a whole like anime sequence where it's like, oh my gosh, she's like throwing so crazy ass moves, and like, oh god, it's gonna be like top 10 of the week or something.
Oh, I do agree. With memory, the opening for it is beautiful as well. It's beautiful. I don't remember the song, but I do remember the visuals. It was very beautiful.
I'm gonna have to give it like I'm gonna take your word that's good, and I'm gonna keep listening to the episodes if it makes your top 10 throughout the weeks. But if I see that it gets better, I might, for an isekai, I might give it a chance, even though I already have my feelings of it overall. However, if I don't see any character development, to say the least, like if I don't see it getting to a good point that I really wanted to, then I might just look the other way, honestly.
Okay. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. When it comes to the next series that I'm going to talk about, number 12 and 11, I'm going to go about both of them. Number 12 is Medaka Kuroiwa is Improvised to My Charms, and Flower and Ashura. Those are, I've seen episode 1 and 12 of both of them. Episode 1 out of 12 for both of them. And both of them, I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I have stuff to say on it. I don't know if you want to just finish off with what you want to say on the anime because I have some
Which one?
controversial.
Which one do you have for Flower and Ashura or the Medaka
No,
Kuroiwa?
Medaka Kuroiwa was in person martial arms.
Uh, it's not a seek as well. It's just a straight fantasy series. Oh yes, remember you talking about the good receptionist. Yes, it's not fantasy. I just call it.
Oh, it's not
Isekai like.
straight fantasy?
Yes, it's straight fantasy. I just call it Isekai like because of the story bits it has. But I do agree, it's not Isekai. It's more fantasy realm in the aspect. I do agree.
Okay, oh, so it's like Danmachi if like I just said, it's Danmachi if the guild fucking receptionist was literally the MC. Okay, cool. So I wasn't off with my perspective. Okay.
He also did say a comment saying the good receptionist was fun as hell. She said, "Screw it, yeah, I can't take care of these bosses. I'll do it myself." Agree, exactly.
But to you, like, do you have anything else to say about Medakawa before
Medakawa, let me see. Medakawa. Let's see my notes. Medakawa. Where are you, Medakawa Kuro? Improvise to the charm. I did see episode 1. I like the character. Because it's curious to know that she's been annoyed that out of all the guys that she has spoken to, they always fall for her charm, her pretty looks, and her energy, her vibe, her chemistry of how she speaks and her voice. But then she meets this one guy that doesn't want to get attention, and that's how it usually works. When that one person that doesn't want to get attention, you want his attention, and you ignore everyone else. So that's the comedy of it. But the guy Minakawa, he is religious or he has never been with a girl or has interaction with that, so it's really curious to see how does his character evolve to become a different person, to their chemistry to evolve. Are they going to start dating by the end of the show? So I'm really curious to see. I haven't read the manga. I am blind compared to it.
Okay.
So what's your cons? Talk to me.
This is gonna be a very controversial take. I know I'm gonna get a little bit of hate for this, but this is just me personally. This is very similar to Yamato's first time, the anime, but without the sex, right? We have a queen bee. She thinks she's hot shit. First off, let me give you my ranking of it.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. I see it in any list, the recommendation.
7 out of 10. Time. Yeah, so I personally feel like I wouldn't say a ripoff. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful. I feel like it's very similar to that anime in certain aspects, minus the sex. That's really the big takeaway from it. We have Mona who is a queen bee. She's very attractive. We know she looks beautiful. She got it all, and she wants everyone to fall for her traps. Cool, for sure. Then we got my Giga Chad, my boy, this OG of a MC, right? We got Medaka. And this man does not fall for a single one of her traps. We've seen ass. We've seen panties. We've seen bra. No tits. Cool, whatever. We see her flaunt everything she could imagine, like throw at a guy without, giving her her V card up. Okay, cool. And he still doesn't fall for the traps. He's just annoyed. He looks so upset at her, disrespectful, whatever, right? But my thing with that is that at certain moments, well, three things. The first thing is, at certain moments, he does kind of like catch like feelings or likes the way she looks, and the reason for that is because he's a guy, he's a high schooler. We learn later on that yes, he is a religious man. He works at a temple for cats. That he's not allowed to fall in love. He has to stay clean and celibate. Is that the right celibate? Yeah, celibate to him, as himself. I can understand that, right? But then we're going to another anime that's very similar to that, Tempuru, which is like, oh, so now this guy has to stay clean, but now you got ecchi girls showing and flaunting literally every single part of their body, and it doesn't help his, his whole situation. So I wish the anime didn't put that perspective of the temple thing where he has to stay like not falling in love, because I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of this whole like he's not impervious to my charms. I wish it was more of like I'm just not into her specifically. I like every other girl but just her, whatever. I thought that would have been a lot more better. I didn't like the fact that they added it. It is what it is, whatever. And then we also have a potential, three-way love triangle where we have Ayashi, this girl that always keeps looking at him to the side like, oh, he looks cool, handsome, but like stays quiet, stays to herself and keeps walking away. So I like a potential love triangle. There could be potential, competition between, Ayashi and Mona in that aspect. I can't wait to see that. I hope that is the case. Maybe I might be wrong, and Ayashi might be, a sister, cousin, relative of Medaka, and we don't even know that yet. There's too many variables. But me personally, I feel like this is a mid anime only because this is not original in the sense that this kind of trope has not been done before. We have seen it with countless animes, and I've said it before, like, with Yamato's First Time, with Tempuru. So it's like the animation too, and I don't mean to be disrespectful towards the animators. I think, it looks great, but I have seen that kind of animation before with the show, so it's like I don't see anything original with it. I've seen this kind of trope, so it's like if I don't see anything original coming up in the next maybe 4 episodes, I'm gonna have to give it the ranking that it deserves, a 7 out of 10. It's okay. I'm not disappointed by it, but I expected more from it. I don't know how you feel about that.
I have it as an 8 out of 10 right now. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my boy Memory and Gremlin as well. Memory did put in the chat saying that best girl in Medaka Kuroiwa is the pink hair girl. That's all I'm gonna say, and I do agree. Tomo, I believe is her name from what I see in any list. She is the best girl, and I assume she has a crush or soon to be having a crush on the main character.
Oh, so we must see a harem. See, now you're speaking my language. If that's I'm gonna have to give it, 4 episodes. Let him cook. From what I'm seeing, I'm not impressed. But if
Well,
you guys are
from
saying,
analysts, the tags there are love triangle, school, heterosexual, female harem, female protagonist, shonen, and tsundere, male protagonist, and rehabilitation. Those are
you
the
have
tags.
me, you have me at reverse hair. I'm like, huh? With him? Okay. Bet. And then love triangle, I knew it. So even I already knew it. There was gonna be something going on with that. It was already automatically like if you didn't peep that, I don't know what you're paying attention to, like etchy. But maybe I'll have to give it a couple more episodes to give it a solid like overall like ranking. But right now, I'm not impressed with the show.
Copy. And the other one was Flower Ashura. That's the one I saw as well. Flower Ashura, for those that don't know, it's a girl that wants to speak in front of a crowd, in front of an audience, and give like a memoir. Or in front of a crowd and say it, that it speaks volume. You are immersed within the story. That's what the story is about. And they're in the island. It's pretty cute. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I've seen 2 episodes already. No, sorry, I've seen 1 episode. The second episode came out today. Never mind. That is for week 2. But episode 1 was really good. I have nothing to say about it. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. And let me see. Deeper into the manga, there's a multiple girls with interest in the main dude. He's talking about Medakawa. But he only really has eyes for the main girl. He only has eyes for the main girl.
Well, we'll have to wait and see then to see what's up in the upcoming episodes.
But yeah, that is my 11 through 25 almost speed roll numbers 10 through 1, since we have most of these are already within the series, and I know we could just spitball back and forth, and then you could talk about yours, and then we end the show, chat. So let me talk about number 10. For the Red Ranger becomes an adventure in another world. You guys already heard my conversation about that from earlier segment, so I don't need to rebuttal. If you guys want to hear more about that, go back and check out the time code. But then the one I have, I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Yeah, right? You are a noble. Why not actually do something with your life, right? Isn't that something, chat? Do something with your life and find out if you are good at it. Does it hurt? Would you watch it? Maybe. To chat.
We'll see.
Myself, I will. I give an 8.2 out of 10. I like the comedy. The character is the fifth person, the fifth son out of this noble, and he's gonna lose his hierarchy because he's the fifth son. So for anybody that doesn't know, in noble class or in king class, for anybody that is royalty, after you become the first, second, or third son, after third child, you don't really gain any of the name of the family, the noble status. You start to lose that. You gotta make a name of yourself as a person, and the show did a good job. I like it. The magic is cool. Imagine you having a cheat code. You go to the forest of the domain of your kingdom or the castle of where you live, and then you meet a guy who's like which I assume is like an S class of a magician, and then he starts to teach you all the things he know. And then guess what? You become S class as a child. And then from there, you start making your own name of yourself and become a guild master. No, sorry, not guild. You become a guild. Sorry, you join the guild and become a party member, and you start to do shit as your own person. Then start making your own class. Start making the name of yourself, which that was cool. It's comfort food, comfort anime for me. I like fantasy stories. This is definitely in the Isekai that I recall he did. I believe he did die and join the family. So yes, I believe he did. Good Isekai, good fantasy, good magic, good animation, and I gave it an 8.2 out of 10. So I highly recommend it for anybody that wants to check it out. The next one, I believe we did speak about it earlier, right? I have a crush at work, right?
Yes, we did speak on it a bit.
Alright, so I don't need to rehash it. Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow. I've seen both episodes. If you guys want to hear our thoughts, I don't need to rebuttal them. Go check out the Solo Leveling video. I will have it on the card right around here. So go check that out, chat. Fucking Arise. He fought Baraka. Our boy Tank came alive. That's all I'm going to say. Even though in the anime, episode 1, they didn't really show Tank getting name or getting the whole structure, but he did get the shadow of our boy Tank, the bear, the white bear. And also fuck Iron, the human guy, the A class, go fuck himself with respect for it, because if you're gonna say nah, y'all could go die and I'm gonna go live, and it was the opposite, what deserved, that's all I'm gonna say. Sakamoto Days, I did see it, but I'm not going to talk about it until next week because Crash hasn't seen this. I'm not going to put too much onto it. All I'm going to say was a good adaptation. It was something that was pleasant. The animation was much better than people was expecting. The opening was really good, but I don't want to say too much onto it since that's next week. And then I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Did you see this one?
We have a lot to speak on this. I have. I'll let you go first. I know you want to start off first. What do you want to say about the anime, Vash?
Yo, 2 episodes. That shit was fucking hilarious. Imagine getting thrown by your grandparents and being said like, hey, we cannot get married, we cannot fuck or have kids because we're old, so we're just gonna go and fuck ourselves since we're already old, but we can't have kids.
No. So the grandfather.
Hold on. Let me finish my rebuttal. Don't come in and tell me about my own jokes, all right? Hold on. This man told his grandson like, hey, I couldn't marry her because of things happening and everything. But you know what? Yes. But you know what? We're old now. I'm gonna hang out with her. Your mom, my wife has died. I love her and everything. But now that she's out of the picture, I'm gonna be with my childhood crush and be out here, travel the world, be in my nice Ferrari or something he's doing. I don't know what car he had, but he had a nice red car. And then imagine telling your grandson like, hey, if you want to take my company and take after me, you gotta marry this chick because she is the granddaughter of the girl I like as a high school crush. I'm like, bro, how does that involve me? As your grandson, how the fuck does that involve me as a person? That doesn't involve me. That involves A and B from 2 generations ago. That don't involve me. I'm 2 generations after you. How does that involve me? So that's hilarious for me. And the comedy is funny. Episode 2 was the most funny to me because the way he said, like, look, hey, we sleep in the same bed. If I touch you by accident, at least let it slide. We sleep in one bed. It's a full-size bed that we cannot do nothing about it. But guess what? She said, I'm ready for you to touch me. His face was like, bitch, I never said I'm willingly to touch you to go there. I just said, if I touch you by accident, don't come at me. And her face like, oh, okay, I thought something else. I'm like, oh, she wants that. She wants that. And it's funny that they're trying to hide it. His half-sister or his sister found out and kind of threaten him and everything. So the comedy is there. I'm enjoying it. It's something that I didn't expect I would love by the title, but it's a good comedy for me. I believe I watched it with Memory as well, and Grumman, and we were laughing our ass off with both of these episodes.
I'm more or less on the same boat with you. I currently have the show at an 8 out of 10. I was genuinely
mine's 8.3. It's 8.3.
Yeah, I feel like we're not that far off from ranking. I think we both like it.
Yeah.
At first, I was very hesitant with this show because it's a very basic trope. Like, oh, enemies turn lovers. Okay, we know that this girl's a tsundere, which I love tsunderes. We know that Akane, she definitely has some type of feeling for Saito, in the sense that she just won't tell him, but we as viewers know that, right? There's 3 main things that I'm taking already from the first 2 episodes that I already loved. And the main thing is that we potentially could have a harem in our hands, and we don't even know yet. So, again, I'm gonna spoil it without spoiling. I'm sorry if no one has really realized it. I'll say it. Himari, the girl with the blonde hair, long blonde hair, which is Akane's close friend,
She has
had a crush.
on Saito.
She has a
Yeah,
crush on Saito.
that's
Yeah.
obvious.
And-
Oh, that's so obvious. That was.
Yeah, do you have it be like, oh, there's somebody in my mind looks at him from a distance, like, do you not fucking see it right now? My thing with that,
Me and Mary were watching, like, oh yeah, Miss Saito, of course, and we all said at, I think we all said at the same time. It like it was obvious, like you were spotted from a mile away, cause even when they were on the phone call, she said, "Oh, you have a crush on?" I'm like, "Yeah, who is it?"
Yeah,
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, "Yeah,
oh,
you don't want to
wonder
mention
who.
it because it's a girl, because it's the guy you always arguing with."
Yeah. No, it was so funny to me because my mentality right now for the show is right. Why the fuck haven't you asked Saito out then? Because you are a guy. You are 100% a popular girl. You do your nails. You look good. And you don't give me the I'm not confident kind of vibe right now. So
I think
I guess there's
because
some
the best friend is in the way, because their relationship it seems like the brother sister kind of hate relationship, and now once they find out that they're married on paper and everything, it's like more like fuck like is this an affair now? Like is this considered an affair? Like how does that go? So I'm really curious to see if the high school conversation will be happening. Like how would that be handled? Because like they're married on paper, because technically his grandfather already signed and everything. He said he approved it. Like hey, just say I know you're busy. I want to approve the papers already. I'm like damn, you just went behind his back and did all that already behind the scenes.
but I guess it will be explained in later episodes. But my thing with that is like, if she knew that was her friend, but she keeps saying I don't like him, then she could have just taken him away. We would have seen a different, whole different anime in itself. But I digress. Maybe we'll see more of that as we progress. And 100%, when you're right. When she finds out that they're both married, I know it's gonna turn one of three ways. It could go sour, it could go sweet, it could go both. I don't know, but I can't wait to see that reaction. The other two things I was gonna mention was, Shisei. I don't know. You're right. I heard sister and I also hear cousin. So I'm gonna try to find out more who she is.
I believe you're right. It's cousin, but they have a sister brother relationship. So
yeah, it does say in my anime list. It does. She is Saito's cousin, and they grew up together. Yeah, so they are cousins. It is confirmed. Yeah, so they are cousins. This is a bit of a lolicon kind of feeling. I don't personally like it because she is younger. However, she also is smart. So you get the trouble if you get a younger.
Are they younger? Because I think they're in the same class. I think they're in the same class of or same year, I believe.
So we have this girl who looks fucking young, but she's not young. Gives us lolicon vibes.
That way, yes. So you're right. Yes, you're 100%. And but memory said they're probably gonna use the blonde haired girl as a trope to push them into the main couple to forward the story. That is possible, but in any list, what I'm seeing the tags we have Tsunade, arranged marriage, male protagonist, school, primary teen cast, heterosexual, chibi, gairu, female protagonist, and the last one, love triangle, and female harem.
Yeah, female harem. It's 100% given.
But I don't think it will be full female harem. I think it will be female harem. I think it'll be female harem adjacent, where he will still be married to the one girl, but other girls will start fighting.
You got sides.
Yeah,
it's like you got the type of people, but you got sides.
So it really depends how it gets balanced in that. So like I really enjoyed it. Like I think in my actual detail story I gave an 8, characters an 8, enjoyment a 9, the visuals an 8, pacing was solid an 8, and the audio was a 9. Like the music was also good, the comedy was very well, so I feel like the audio was very good for that.
So I'll write on my list right here, right? So personally, I'm not a fan of the chibi reactions. I at first I thought they were cute.
I love chibi reactions.
Cool.
They're always funny to me.
Yeah, so I think they were overdone a bit too much. Like,
I do agree.
If you put
Slightly.
the right amount of balance, yeah, if you put the right amount of balance, like it's like you're gonna be cool with it. It's whatever. But I feel like they did too much of it. They oversaturated it, in my opinion, and that's what kind of killed it for me. But what I'm here for is like for the harem aspect, that romance, whatever, right? And I normally never have a problem with chibi stuff, so I'm gonna see more of it. I think it's gonna like bring down some points for the show. But overall, generally, I was expecting less, and I got more than what I received. I will talk real quick about the grandpa and grandfather. Chiyo is the grandma. Ryu is the grandfather. They were talking to as we are talking about the wedding whatever, like we're gonna get married whatever, and they're talking about their past, like we used to be lovers, but then we separated because whatever reason, and then I got married and she got married, but now she's a widow, and he the other wife died whatever, and grandma's telling everyone like, oh, he keeps my bed warm in the middle of the night. I was like, hey, yo, that's a bit much, bro. You guys are like fucking borderline 70 80 years old, y'all talking about keeping the bed warm at night. The fuck, you gonna tell me some young ass kids? I was like, my god, mommy, you talking a little spicy here. The daughter too was like, no, I mean, I'm sorry, the granddaughter, she was like, no, that's too much. I'm like, yeah, no, bro, I don't want to hear something about no dusty ass fucking sex or whatever. Like, keep that shit away from the viewers, please. We don't want to hear it. But that shit was funny to me. The comedy's gold.
It is. Like, I'm curious to see how the comedy will continue. Like, numbers 10 through 1 for me has been really stellar animes. Not saying numbers 11 through 25, but like I'll say numbers 14 through 1 has been stellar for me. So let's move on to the list so we can hear yours since I know the next few we have very similar ones. Number 4 is the big one. I know we're going to talk really big on this one, but not too much since I know you don't like the opening, which kind of hurts a bit. It is Apothecary Diaries Season 2. You're fired. Apothecary Diaries Season 2. I give it a 9 out of 10. For those that don't know, I binge watched Season 1. I binge watched Season 1 with Wifey. Me and Crash was planning to try to do a Season 1 coverage, but we never got the time around to it. But Season 2, to me, Episode 1 was a great introductory. The opening song was fucking stellar. I believe Memory also watched it with me. I think it was Gremlin. We saw it together. We love the opening, but I think Gremlin preferred the first season opening more as well. Me, I like opening 2. Opening 3, I believe. This is considered opening 3. Still good. Not saying I'm taking anything away from opening 1 or 2 of season 2, but this one was still good enough, and I like the B. Watching this show with Gremlin sometimes is not great because he has read it, so there's a few things he brought up during the opening that was spoiler, but if you haven't read the series or read the line now, you will not be technically spoiled about it, so it kind of threw me off, like, oh shit, what happened? Like, damn, I should not read too much into it. All I'm gonna say, a frog. I don't know what the frog means, but somehow a frog is important. That's all I'm gonna say.
And if you're referring to the frog...
Exactly, Memory. Thank you. Crash don't like the opening, what? Thank you. No,
so okay, let's speak on that first before we get to the frog thing. Let me speak on that first. So first off, me and my wife, we love the opening of the first one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We just love it. Like, we listen to that shit all the time. I know OPs change every, core, whatever.
Every 12, 13 episodes for a core. If it's a long series like Dragon Ball or One Piece, they change, I think, every 24 episodes.
Yeah, so, we listened to it together. We just looked at each other. We're like, not feeling it this time around. Is it fire? Maybe. We just didn't like it personally.
Damn, probably episode 2 or 3 probably will grow on you. Or maybe listen to another 5 times like I did right before we went live. I was just having it in the background while I was doing the dark. Like,
and then this is going to be another controversial take. The ending in the beginning of season 1 where, like, you don't watch fucking previews, fuck. But, if you don't watch previews, right, you'll hear, like, the Chinese, like, theme, like, da-da-na-da-na-da-na-da-na. And I love that. Every time I was like, yes, I want to listen to that. Like, oh, this is going to be the next part, cool. I heard the new one in season 2. That shit straight ass. It's like some kind of, like, dubstep remix. It was like, I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? I'm like, yo, they killed it. They could have just kept it. It would have been perfect. No, they want to make it more modernized. Want to make it sound more Chinese, but a little more like new too. I'm like, man, fuck that. I was so upset when they changed it. I'm like, bro, I might not even watch the previews anymore. I mean, I'm going to. I say that. I'm talking shit, but I'm going to. But I still got to listen to that. Well, listen to the previews. I'm like, you know what?
I don't watch the previews, guys. Y'all going to hear this from here on out for future. I don't watch previews. I don't watch trailers. The only time I watch trailers or previews is for content. Other than that, I choose not to, because if I'm going to watch the stuff already, what's the point?
At least you get an idea what's happening in the future, so you know, oh, this is gonna happen. But hey, look, I like a little bit of spoiler here and there on my cheek. But
exactly, Memory said that's fair. That may not be on the same level as the one prior, but maybe it will grow on you. I agree. It might. Who knows?
We'll see. Time will tell.
Who knows, guys? Maybe by week 4, I might have a new co-host if it don't happen. Who knows?
Oh shit, that's wild. But anyway, so the frog thing, right? So I will just say real quick that shout out to Gremlin and Neku, who had quote unquote spoiled a bit of something for me in the manga.
Chad, he has asked for it and they sent it to me DM. You could open it as you wish. He literally chose to open it.
My DMs are sealed. No one has access to it. You cannot prove anything. I plead the fifth. But going forward, the frog aspect, I'm assuming has to do with what I seen in that specific manga panel, which I'm not going to speak on. All I'm going to say is, I have seen something ahead that I'm not supposed to, and I still don't believe what I have seen. I refuse to believe what I have seen. I will only say, this man, Jin, has to grow a pair of balls. I know he doesn't have no balls, and I know they made a joke about it.
Technically he does. He's just drinking a serum that doesn't make it. He has technically.
Sure. But for all sake of argument, let's just say he has nothing down there. Just for all sake. My man has no balls. I need this man to grow a pair. I need this man to be. You know what? I like Shimomo, and I want Shimomo. Now we can do this easy way Momo. We can do this the whole way Momo. If I do not see this shit in season 2, on
Sir,
God,
is Mamao not Momo? We're not here in Avatar: Last Airbender. We're not here with a little pet.
How can I be disrespectful towards the greatest MC right now? Excuse me. Right.
I have a question. How do you feel about the joke about Genshi when quick spoiler chat for this episode 1, because we've been very vague on our quick synopsis of each episodes that we have seen in the first episode premieres and everything, because we also about to wrap the show, so I could say this. Apothecary Diaries, how do you think of the joke of the pun intended Mamao and Mamao?
I thought it was cute. I didn't really care for it. I thought it was like a cute little like joke, like we're teasing you, making fun of you, Mao, but that was pretty much it.
I know Genshi had a part of it because I know it was the king choice to name it, but I know Genshi had a part of it because he was shocked, like, wait, how do you like the cat? It literally is a run-on joke of your name, like your name is literally talking about cat, Mao. How do you not like the cat itself? So it was hilarious. The fucking wacko doctor is obsessed with cats, it seemed like, and also the secretary of Genshi, I forgot his name. The secretary of Genshi.
The eunuch that was like his right hand man.
Yeah, his right hand man. They both was addicted to this cat, so it was hilarious in that aspect. And also the porn books. How did you find hilarious about the porn books?
I thought it was very disrespectful. Gaoshin is his name.
Gaoshin, yes.
Right hand man, Gaoshin. I was very upset that he was like, "Oh, we gotta censor the most explicit stuff." I'm like, my boy, that's literally how the concubines can literally be with the emperor. If they don't know how to literally bless the emperor with some sexy moves, how the fuck do you expect them to give him any top? My guy, you're legit cop blocking without cop blocking. And then what Mao said was hilarious to me was, he doesn't strike me as like, the pervert type, but he keeps reading it. Maybe he is a closet pervert. And I was like, he might be low key, but then I'm like, what does it matter? This man don't got no balls anyway, so what the fuck you gonna do reading it? So that was a little funny in my head too, like those little like nod. It was very entertaining. I'm glad they're back. I love to see their chemistry work between each other. Like, Jinsen is still looking around like, oh, where's Mao?
Yeah,
looking for her. Yeah, and my girl's like, he's looking for her. I was like, yeah, we back in this. Let's go. She's.
I love how she observed her. He's like, yo, you don't gotta be here. Go look. Like, I can tell you where she is. Like, no, it's okay. I was just like, she's at the clinic. He's like, oh, okay. So like, I gotta go somewhere. And I love how the animation made him look like he was running. He's like, oh, I gotta run. Find her. I gotta run. Like, it was adorable and appreciative of the character.
I'm just glad the anime is back. We had 24 episodes. We have a lot to cover, like in terms of the show, like the things that wasn't explained in season 1 now going to season 2 is going to. So I hope the story holds true, continues on to where it left off, and just stays so great, because I have so far no complaints about it.
All right, for my last 3 things, I'm going to say Dr. Stone, Science Future, Blue Box, and Dragon Ball Daima. Not going to talk about anything with Dragon Ball Daima or Blue Box, but I'm going to talk about Dr. Stone since I know myself and Crash have seen it. So, Crash, I'm going to go on you first. What do you think of Dr. Stone, Science Future? And tell me now, that opening was fire, and I rate it as a 9 out of 10 for the first episode premiere.
I'm not gonna hold you. I skipped the intro. I didn't think it was all that. The episode itself was mid. I was expecting more from it. Senku is back on his grind, not doing much. I'm very, very disappointed. I really expected more from it. Right now, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
You better be joking. You better be joking.
You're joking.
Oh my god, my heart dropped. It's like, wow.
No. I just want to say for point of reference, chat. Vash loves this anime, and best believe I will do anything in my power just to really fuck with him. Just see his reaction on live.
Chat. He said something behind the scenes. He said something about Dr. Stone, and I literally just slapped back a whole diss. I'm like, I didn't even hold. I'm like, what? Do not diss my Dr. Stone like this. I love this show. Do not diss it. There's nothing wrong with the show. And also I'm very excited about this arc. Like, jokes aside, I'm very excited about this arc adaptation because a lot of readers said this is one of the best arcs, and we're also coming to the U.S., aka North America and South America. So I'm really curious to see how this would be story be told. So I'm very excited for that.
I mean, it was a quick recap, which I liked. It was very to the point. So, like, if you kind of forgot what happened in the previous, seasons, episodes, it kind of explained where we're at now, which is fine. You reintroduce the characters all around the ship, which is cool to see. Pretty much the whole thing was just Senku and Ryu. They were arguing in a good way because they're trying to figure out the fastest way to get to America. Because
it is what you remember.
Yeah, which I thought was really. At first, I was like, "But why?" Like, either way, you guys will be right. But then when Senku explains it, the reality is that you're on a boat. You're not even on an electric boat. You're on a straight boat, like a wooden boat, and it's gonna take a certain time to get to America from Japan. So you want to consider it's the seasons. They want to get corn, to get the not the elixir, the what was it called? The serum. Yeah, the serum.
The revival fluid.
The revival fluid. Excuse me. So. In order to get to America quickly to get the corn, they got to get there before winter. Otherwise, the corn dies down. So what's the fastest way? And that's pretty much where we see Ryu and Senku fight each other out. Through gambling, through my favorite card game of all time, Texas Hold'em Poker, my boy.
Right before we get to the gambling, I want to mention that I love the ideology of how the conversations happen between them. Like, Gen knew that neither of them were wrong. Both of them were right. And I love how Ryu, even have goosebumps for it, Ryu was very on about protecting the crew. He said, hey, I understand what you got to do. I understand that we need this, but I protect my crew at all belts. By the way, I would support this man if I was under him as a captain. I mean, if he was my captain for a ship, I will follow this man for the way. Because for him to respect the crew, it's like, man, I need you to be my production manager for all my jobs, because this man protect crew at all costs. He protects employees, he protects workers, right? He protects the union. Like that's how it sounds like. But Senku's the same, but he's an idealist. He rather, hey, we could do this, but instead of 70 days, we could do 45. And he said 45. He didn't give no fucks. He's like 45 or nothing. 45 or nothing. 45 or nothing. He's like, nope, we're not moving.
Oh, don't talk at all. You need to do it my way.
And I love that. And look, for those that don't know, if you heard it in the anime podcast, but you hear it now more consistently with Off Da Binge, Senku and Gen is one of my two favorite characters. Senku is literally has been one of my favorites since 2018, 2016 when I started reading the manga. And now with the anime, Gen has the way they animate him, the way they tell when he's being manipulative. And also the first time he actually felt hurt that he lost to Senku. That was also a beautiful type of ideology of him reflecting on life and reflecting his loss to the guy that he looks up to, and also is his right he is the right hand man of Senku. So knowing that he lost him, he kind of respects him more, but also it hurts because it's not like he was trying to do a competition, but he was trying to win out of pride. And I love that Gail was like, damn, my fucking dad was lost. So I really respect that.
No, yeah, but going to what you were saying about the gambling, so they're having two arguments, and there's only one way to settle the argument, and they're doing it through gambling. A new kind of game, a new kind of like science, if you want to say it, as to like kind of entertainment while you're on the boat, because while you're on the boat, it's fucking boring, especially 70 days. Just like
and plus during these times where there's no technology, like no iPhones, no PlayStation, like Xbox, no Switch 2 that's being announced in 5 days. So none of these being said, it's kind of hard.
Yes. Yeah. So whatever he said. Yeah. So how do you keep your crew entertained without keeping them bored? Boost the morale, as you would say.
Exactly.
Keep people happy and motivated for what's to come when they land ashore. And it's gambling, and that's usually what most people do in boats anyways. So
yeah, card games, dice, Chinese poker, blackjacks, 21, they all play this type of games to entertain themselves.
Chat, I'm just letting you know right now for the record, I love card games. You don't want
Same.
to smoke with me in Chinese poker. You don't want to smoke with 21. I'm sorry. In 21 blackjack. You don't want to smoke with Texas on poker. I will rob you of your money on God. I'm Vash will tell you guys too. I have robbed this man of over almost $1 million from his bank account. Now I'm playing. Imagine. But definitely don't play us in card games because we definitely smoke all of you guys. But the best thing about this card game was they were just showing the science between like how cheating works in that thing, which I thought was cool. I didn't care for it, but it was cool. Kuaku, look,
That eyes of a hawk, bro don't got 20/20 vision. Girl has 100 vision. The way she behind this shit, the way she noticed is fucking great. It was like mind games versus science. The way Senku was he chose to sacrifice his allergic reaction towards a liquid that he could literally like swell up, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna win this shit. I don't give a fuck how it happens. I'm gonna win."
But can we address the elephant in the room about her how she looked? There was no reason first time she had to wear that golden dress. That was just a fan service thing.
It was.
Her strut just walking towards it. It was on Crunchyroll's front page for I think a good couple of hours. That's how fire she was. Mind you, I hadn't even watched the first episode when it had released and had seen that on social media. It was fire. Do you want to see a good girl busty AF on the fucking show? You want to watch Dr. Stone season 4? Yeah, season 4. Science Future. Part 1. This is it, chat. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that is true. Crash did bring a good reminder. This is part 1 of the last season. We have another core, so this is only on part 1. Part 2, I believe, is in the summer. I believe. I don't remember if it's back to back.
Could be summer. It's later on in the year, but we are going to get another core.
So don't worry. We will be talking about Dr. Stone all year, and I will be on the hype train of Dr. Stone. I will be here for it. So Dr. Stone Science Future, I do highly recommend for anybody. Play the gambling. Also, we have a bars table now as well. We have a bar stool.
Drinks. How can we forget the drinks? Yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yo, what can this girl not do? She has a bar table, she has a snacks table, and we have a gambling. What can we not do with this girl? This girl is literally the perfect right-hand man for our boy Ryu.
I just can't wait to see what's. I mean, we had seen the trailer you and me together, so I'm a little upset. I wish I didn't, because I rather would have been spoiled with this specific show, because I know it has heat. It has a lot of potential with science and how we're gonna see potentially these characters save the world. So I can't wait to see what happens down the road, because I don't know. That trailer really gave me goosebumps and makes me like stick in my heart that someone might potentially eat. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen. We'll see. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see two other characters that we're gonna meet. Even from the trailer, the bad guy we're gonna meet, all the things that's gonna come up to. But as you heard, Chad, you heard my honorable mention. You heard my rankings of 25 through 1. Now you heard Crash opinion on some of the similar series that we're watching as well, questions and commentaries. But now let's hear Crash full ranking of week 1 and the 2 other shows that he's watching that I'm not. So let's hear about it real quick before we end the show.
So I'll give my honorable mentions that didn't make my list for the top 10 this week. Unnamed Memory, 6 out of 10, dog shit. I'm still gonna keep that there. I'm sorry. It looks like it's getting interesting, but I do not give a fuck right this second about the show overall. Look, I'm glad that Oscar was able to get back with the witch, which I'm not gonna try to fucking remember her name if I really wanted to. But overall, if I really want to say Tanisha, excuse me, I want to look her up real quick. If I really wanted to care, I would have not looked her up. But he reunited with Tanisha, but he has no recollection of her from the past because of what happened in season 1. I don't care right now. If they were to make some sequences more fire about like maybe their relationship or like what's gonna happen with them in the future, for sure. But right now, Unnamed Memory, I don't care about. I will say it's getting interesting, but like because of season 1, I give a rat's ass about it. So hard pass. I'm gonna watch it regardless. I'm not gonna drop it. I'm not that kind of person. So yeah, just know, Vash, for like probably the rest of this seasonal winter season, I'm probably gonna talk shit about this anime probably for the rest of my time. And the other anime that couldn't make the list is OT Sora fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she was saying. So I had mentioned to everyone before that there are a lot of mid anime here that I was not gonna like. Unfortunately, this was one of them. The animation, first off, is a little weird. It's not what I expected. It's a little too brightful for my taste, but it's because we're in an island. We're in Okinawa, and It talks a lot about history of Okinawa, which I really don't care for. It's cool. I'm a history buff, but honestly, I wasn't there for the history aspect. I was there more for the romance aspect, which we see a lot of. We see, the MC coming in for the first time ever from Tokyo, coming in now to, Okinawa. He's getting adjusted, to being in an island, which is nice. It's very cute, but unfortunately, he's not used to the accent of the girl of his crush, which is Hina. She talks in Okinawan, which is a very old dialect that they talk. It's not modern Japanese. So the whole trope, the whole point of the anime is, he's trying to understand her, and he has a translator named Kana, who is translating for him. But the plot twist is that, she also likes him. So it's like, oh, is he gonna end up going out with with Hina? Is kind of gonna be able to grow a pair of balls and go out with this guy? We don't know. Is teriyaki? I'm gonna say teriyaki. I'm gonna call him teriyaki because why not? Is teriyaki gonna be able to find one of these girls and fall in love with them? We don't know. I think it's very mid. I don't care enough about Okinawan history, and I give all respect to it because I have a
other than the terminology that you said mid, is there a score that you give it? For this
7
one?
out of 10 right now. It didn't make my top 10. I don't think it's gonna get any higher than what it is right now, but it is what it is. But so far, like it's okay, unless the plot twist happens with the romance, that will bring it higher for sure. But right now, I don't see it going any higher than 7 personally, and that's only the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
That was my honorable mentions. I'm gonna do the same thing as you. Go from the bottom, go all the way to the top, and we'll end it there. Number 10 is Medaka Kuroiwa is Imperious to My Charms. Again, we already spoke on it, but for my list, it was just at the bottom of the barrel, unfortunately. Number 9, I am living with an otaku neat kuniochi. Mid-anime, but let me cook. I thought the animation was straight, like out of left field. Like, it was actually pretty cool. I will say I do have a soft spot for pink-haired girls. There are a lot of pink-haired girls like 02. You have Hina from Blue Box. You got the girls from the Quintet of Queen Triplets. You got a lot of pink-haired anime waifus out there that look fire. I will have to admit it to that, right? So you have the whole premise of this is that this girl Shizuri saves this guy, this boring ass MC, to Tsukasa. I'm gonna call him Kasa, whatever. Fuck him. Kasa pretty much gets saved by this ninja girl who is killing demons and like ghosts and shit because she apparently has the blood of a warrior. It hasn't even been explained yet as to how that's gonna help work out in the future, whatever, right? But she's a ninja. She saves his life. She offers to protect him from these demons in exchange for her to stay at his crib and play video games as an otaku. Cool.
It didn't catch my interest. It didn't catch my interest, but the synopsis that you gave it don't be like, I should go check it out.
It's fan service for sure. There is you haven't watched Konosuba, which is very. Have you watched Konosuba?
No, I haven't.
So there is a girl that just got introduced right now, Ayami, who is just like darkness. So if you guys like Konosuba and you like a girl who's kind of like, yes, give me pain, as she gets whipped really hard. You like the sexy moments from anime girls, like, oh, please give me more, Poppy. Yes, that kind of girl's in this. I didn't expect that, but we like to see it here, chat. Damn. We like to see these ninja girls that fall for the traps. We got the bad luck girl, which was very funny to see. It's a mid funny. It's what you were calling it, like a comfort anime.
Yeah, comfort.
That's how I see it. It's mid. It's not gonna get any better than mid for sure. But it's a comfort anime for sure. At least there's 2 stories in one episode that makes sense. If that makes sense to you, like the first half of the show is like one episode in itself. The second half is like another episode in and of itself, like 2 stories, 2-parters in one full episode. What I don't like about the show is it repeats the fucking opening and ending twice because of the 2-parters, if that makes sense to you. I don't like that personally, but that's kind of how they're doing that anime. It has 24 episodes, so I guess it has a lot of fan service, a lot of story to bring up. So I'm very curious to see how that's gonna turn out. I didn't expect it to be 24, but hey, whatever. I'm gonna watch that in the spring. So hey, kudos to that. My ranking could also change on that too, but so far it's a 7 out of 10. It's whatever. Number 8, Dragon Ball Daima. It was a filler. That's what I'm gonna say on that. Continue. Number 7, Arfuera. Fuck the hero. That's all I'm gonna say. Continue on. Number 6, My Happy Marriage. 7 out of 10. Fuck the mother. Fuck The mother, I'm not gonna bring up my personal life. She reminds me of somebody very close, dear hearted to my life. I relate to Mio because someone very close, dear to my heart, relates to the mother aspect of that as well too. I speak here for all the men who have very similar problems with family issues. We have all been there. Definitely feel for Mio and the mom. I hope the mom gets what's coming to her. But what I will say, chat. If you are watching it, pay very close attention to the first episode of season 1 and the first episode of season 2 because the mom and Kiko say the exact same thing to Mio. And if you don't pay attention to that, you're not gonna realize that they're both two peats in a pod. They're very same, like mother, like son in a sense. If you haven't paid attention, you don't remember. Give season 1, episode 1 a rewatch. Because definitely what Kiko said to Mio in the first episode is the exact same shit that the mom said. Rewatching it prior to watching season 2, I had watched it with like my wife, like I said, and I was like, oh, they said the exact same shit to her, and I'm like, that's so fucking crazy. They just don't want to admit to each other they're the same in a certain aspect. They're assholes is the best nice way to say it in French, but I hope overall Mio can overcome her shyness and make her mom kind of like go 180 and like her a little bit more. We might see that. We'll have to wait and see, but definitely My Happy Marriage is on my high list right now, even though it's at number 6. I hope it gets better.
God, you have any comments about My Happy Marriage? Because I know you have seen it.
I just wanna say, how much do you wanna bet the mom is gonna be changing her tune by the end of the season? She's gonna be the number 1 Mio fan by the end of the season.
I hope the fuck she is. It could be a plot. I don't know. I've never read the manga. I'm just saying this as a theory. She may potentially.
One. I haven't read it either, but still.
Okay. She may potentially do something like what the sister did last season, where she may go to the enemy like, oh hey, Mio's here with us. Take her. I don't want this bitch. And then something happens where then she, what? I'm wrong. Maybe I want her back. I'm gonna save my daughter-in-law. And then they have a moment, and then they're back together. We don't know. Anything is There's too many variables right now, but for all sakes and arguments, I can't wait to see it anyways, because I'm, like I said, chat, before, for the first season, I'll say for the second season, I am here for the drama. I could give a fuck about the supernatural abilities. It is cool to see, but it's whatever. I was explaining this to my wife, because, that's the whole point of the show, but it's whatever. I'm here for the family drama. That's always what I've been here for. I just can't wait to see more wholesome, lovey-dovey romance with these two. That was on my number 6, excuse me. My number 5, I'm getting married to the girl I hate in class.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
Yeah, keeping the bed warm, my guy. Cool. Number 4, Dr. Stone, Future Science. It was my top 5, Vash. I knew you were gonna call me out on that. You're gonna say, Brian, Crash, if that's not your top 5, you're gonna be fired. And I told you it's gonna be a top 4. So, boss, I hope I can keep my job next week. Please, chat, give a like, comment, keep my job next week, please. Number 3. Ameku MD Doctor Detective, like I said, I highly recommend. Please give it a watch. Number 2, Solo Leveling Season 2, first episode, very solid with Vash on the movie theater. I had rewatched it really quickly just to see if I missed anything that wasn't in the movie theater on Crunchyroll. I more or less is the same thing, so it was high on the list. And number 1, Blue Box, 10 out of 10. I will just say real quick, fucking yes, my fucking theory was right, and I will not listen to anybody who's gonna talk different about that shit. I fucking knew Shinisu loved this man. Love Taiki. She fucking lost the basketball game. Take that L gracefully. She lost his girl to fucking Hina because she confessed to him. You take that L gracefully, bitch. You had every chance to take this girl, but it didn't matter. She was to Taiki, but no! You were like, no, I don't care about my feelings. We should just be as friends. You know what? You can't be mad now because now you see Hina feeling her feelings towards this man. She went up and said, I love you. And I would scream my ass off. I said, yes, we are here for this pink-haired girl to fucking get this man. The childhood friend has won, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so here for it. And you know what? This girl saw the both of them together walking in the fucking gym. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad that she's upset. I'm glad she don't get the fucking brace on her anklet. Because you know what? You had basketball or Taiki and you chose basketball. And you know what, bitch? You lost. You took that L because you had too much pressure. And you know what? You should have been better. That's a skill issue. You lost this man. That's an L plus ratio. Fuck Shinisu right now. We're here for you, mommy. I'm proud of you. I hope you do something nice for this man next episode or I'm going to be really upset. Bash, to you. What do you think of it?
I haven't seen the episode.
God just wants to interject. Hey, shut up, Bash.
Look. God damn it.
Well, no,
God just wants to interject.
I haven't seen it.
I'm so sorry, Crash.
What?
Just wait till next episode.
No! Don't tell me, no! Am I gonna lose Hina now?
Oh damn! Oh. I can't say anything. Haven't seen Blue Box episode 14 of last week. That's on me, guys. Hey, you gotta at least excuse me. I saw 14, 15 other animes on top of Crash list. So me missing Blue Box, that's on me. I should have watched that one ahead, but I didn't. So
No excuse.
I will be ready for episode 14 and 15, maybe 16 as well. So things could happen. Japan go on the high seas, but. This is a good list. That's a good ranking. God, by the way, in case you didn't know, in case you didn't read the chat, since we're transitioning to our conclusion and this, reflects on the episode, of what we're discussing, and this transitions into what was said previously. In case you wasn't on, or hear or heard or saw the chat, Crash don't like Apothecary Diaries season 2 opening as well.
Nothing.
He has
Huh?
bad taste.
No. So what I would just repeat real quick. So what I was saying, me and my wife loved the first opening of the first season. We loved it. We listened to it all
you
the
mean
time.
the OP song? Okay.
Yeah.
The OP song, the OP song. So the anime, the first intro animation was fine. We didn't have a problem with it. Just the OP, just a song. We didn't like it. We liked the original. Maybe we'll watch it, listen to it again. Maybe we might change our tune. But overall, we just looked at each other like, this ain't it, my guy. It ain't it.
I don't remember
Maybe
it. And that says something. I'm gonna be honest.
to each their own. Then to each their own.
No. I said I don't remember the second OP. I remember the first one. And the
First
second
season one?
I just don't know the second season, so I be honest.
Oh, okay.
But
The chat asks a really good question. When y'all gonna watch Orb?
that is a good question. Crash did bring up earlier. I'm not sure if he had in the document, but not sure if he actually said on the show he's gonna be watching Ranma one half. I'm gonna also be putting the time on Orb and Ranma, having since I know Orb is continuing for this season, so I'm gonna also put the time for that since I've already watched my big ones. And after this show, probably me and Grandma are gonna watch stuff on week 2. So me and him are gonna probably just get back into the animes that we're watching. And if Nate is free, Memory is, if he's free, he is going to join us too. But Orb is one I'm going to check out because I know Memory recommended to me from a couple weeks ago because I did talk to him about it. And I think somebody else is also watching it and they told me about it. I think it was Neko or somebody else, but yeah.
A lot of animes to watch for week 1. It is a lot, but best believe we are working as best we can to give you guys our recommendations on what is the best, what we think is okay, and what is trash.
So how did it feel tackling this first week episode of winter season? It was a lot. I will say this as Vash. This was a good accomplishment. I watched fucking 24 or 21 anime. Oh, yeah, 21 fucking animes of the season. Haven't caught up on Blue Box, so technically 20, but 20 fucking one animes I've watched this season. 4 of them I'm still on my watch list to watch with my boy Memory, to see and catch up with him, a few of the others, and watch more with Gremlin behind the scenes. So to me, this winter season has been a blast. I didn't expect I'll be watching so many fucking rom-coms. That's something that's really thrown me off of how many rom-coms
are goated.
I didn't expect to watch this.
Speaking of, chat, don't feel so bad. I'm gonna make a Crash watch. I have a crush at work, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It will be watched. Look, there's no argument on there. It will be watched. That's all I'm gonna say on that. It will be watched.
Also, I have this one question. Crash, have you seen what would happen if a Power Ranger got reincarnated in another world?
Don't worry.
You missed it.
You missed it. We spoke about it. Memory was here as well. We spoke about it. He was in the chat and conversation. The last thing as well that Memory asked the question, the last comment I will be reading is, did y'all watch Zenshu from this season 2? I did watch it with Gremlin. I fell asleep in the last 5 minutes. That's all. But it was cool. I just can't give a good response because I need to rewatch the first episode just to have a better grasp of it. Because also I think me and him was watching a lot of animes that day, so it kind of mesh a bit in on what it was. So I need to rewatch episode 1 and then check episode 2. So that's why I didn't have it on my list. But it was one that I do want to rewatch just to check it out again and see if I will continue or not. How about you, Crash? Are you gonna watch it, or do you have any interest in it? Because I know we did watch the trailer of it.
Fuck no. I didn't like the synopsis at all. It's not my cup of tea. It's isekai too, so definitely believe I'm not gonna watch it. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about it on social media. It's good, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck for it. Like I hope a lot of people enjoy it, but just the best leave. I'm just not focused on that right now. I'm focused on more ecchi, more dirty things right now. So
he wants to see a lot of the titties animation being moved. That's what he wants to see.
I want etchiness, chat. Damn it, give it to me. But yeah, no, hard pass. I hope everybody else enjoys it. If I know it's good. A lot of people have been talking about it on social media, like I said. A lot of advertising for it too, surprisingly. I'm not gonna deny it's trash.
Well,
I think it's decent.
Well, supposedly chat says that I watched it with memory, not with Grumman. I got the person mixed up. I'm sorry. I watched animes with both of them. It has meshed up who I watch it with at this point, and I know that I did fall asleep in the last 5 minutes, or technically took a nap, like had my eyes closed or something on those last 5 minutes, one way or another. But wanna say your last?
Wait a second. Wait, revelation from God. 1 second. 1 second. We're gonna watch Beheneko after this, Crash.
I gotta do work.
Yeah, he has to go to work.
We're gonna watch
that's why
Beheneko anyway.
Yes.
To be determined.
I don't know if he wants to join us on the weekly watch parties. I don't know if he wants to.
No, he's gotta be there. He's gotta be there.
If it's on Saturdays, he can't. If it's on Sundays, he could. So that's something that he could do. But
to be determined. I have a life outside the podcast.
I'm gonna make him watch even if it's privately. Don't worry.
Okay, copy. But Crash,
we're gonna watch an episode of I Have a Crush at Work and then Beheneko, to cleanse the palate.
That's
right?
a crazy cleanse. But Crash, give your outro of what you have on the document so we can end our show.
Look, I said it in the beginning. I'll bring it back to the outro again. If there's a time to watch anime, it is now. Whether you're a newcomer, you're a veteran, there is so many variety of animes to watch right now. I'm so happy that it's not just one specific trope or theme or genre. You have variety. So if you have a specific niche or a specific taste of anime, or you're just looking for something that really piques your interest, this is now the time in 2025 in the winter season to definitely check out the list that is out right now. This is only the first week, and majority of these animes are straight fire. Even despite the fact that we had hot takes on some of these shows, we're still watching them regardless. And just to say, it's good. It's a great time. Definitely watch it. If you don't know what to watch or you don't know where to start, definitely listen to what we talk about for animes and give those a chance. Or if you want to watch it for your own self, watch the trailers of the animes you're interested in, read the mangas, the first couple chapters, and from there make your own decision whether or not you like it. Can't wait for week 2. Week 2 is gonna be just as fire, thank God. I don't see the hype train going down. It might even go to week 4. Week 2 is looking just as fire, and chat, I'm gonna say it here for now because things could change, but for right now, Soul Leveling might be top 1 for top episode of the week next week. Vash.
Well, you gotta wait and see Sakamoto days because things are happening there too, so you will see.
Ooh, I had the assassin to find out too. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Ooh, I don't know. Everything is so good right now. Definitely get on anime. Why? If you have nothing to watch right now, IRL, go watch some anime.
Exactly. Go watch some anime. And look, chat, I'm gonna keep it simple. We appreciate you guys for checking us out for Off the Binge. Chat to the memory as well. Memory and can go check him out on YouTube. I don't know if he still posts content out there, but hey, he is a content creator. He's my good friend out there. All jokes aside, to the guy, to my wife's man, Grumman here for joining us for the last bit. And we appreciate for everyone tuning in and checking our show. Check the chapters, aka the time codes for all our discussion for the conversations that we have. And stay tuned for episode 13 where we're giving you the fresh thoughts and reviews of the synopsis on the new winter season of the new year. Perhaps a few surprises along the way. Thank you for listening to Off the Binge. We see you the next time. Continue binging.
MILFs, watch 100 girlfriends who really love you.
That's crazy. I just cut you off at the middle of that sentence. I don't know what you're talking about. Bye.